Okay, now this is the next question. Now this question actually trains people with regard to architectural designs, right? So that would be the purpose of this question, because what they are doing here is they are giving you shapes, right? In this case they are giving you a square. So if there is one square, this is how you need to place the square. And if there are, say, two squares, n is equal to 2, so this is actually, I cannot say n is equal to 2 here. I will have to look into the number of squares, because in the figure it says n is equal to 2, but apparently it cannot be n is equal to 2, because there is just one square here. In this case you got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 squares. So you have that many number of counts. Now for the third one, all we need to do is we need to stretch the segment. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, right? So you need to have one more there. And this is going to be the center. So just an approximation. So this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Now we are expected to draw the next figure. Now all you need to do is to make the stretch, but how many squares should there be? So that is a question. Now we are given this data, right? So let me draw the table. This is the data that is being given to us. Okay, so this is the figure number. This is the number of units of squares, and this is the perimeter of the figure. So we need to complete this table. So for figure 1, number of units is given as 1 and 4 is a perimeter. Figure 2, 5 is given, 12 is a perimeter. Figure 3, 9 and 20. Figure 4, we need to fill this up. For figure 5, we are being given this as 45, and for the next we are being given this as 30, and finally we are given here as n. So all these are all requirements, so we need to fill these. So the question is, how are we going to fill? Now the nth term is given as a positive n minus 1 into d. So the first term is given as a is equal to 4. The common difference, this is called as what? The common difference. Now between this, I'm taking it for the perimeter, but apparently we will have to look into the square units. So first what we will do, we will study the square units, and then we will come to the perimeter. So I'm not going to touch this point. I'll come to this point a little bit later. So the nth term is given as a positive n minus 1 into d. So this is for the number of units of squares. So we need to calculate this. So for this, a is given as 1. The common difference between 1 and 5, what is the common difference? That is going to give me the value for d. Between 5 and 9, the common difference will not change. Between 1 and 5, the common difference is 4. Between 5 and 9, it is 4. So between 9 and the next term, it will also be 4. Now with this, we will have to get the value for the next term. Okay, so this is the first term, second term, third term, and this is the fourth term, right? So for n is equal to 4, you will have to get the value. So what is that? In place of a, you substitute 1. In place of n, you substitute 4. In place of d, you substitute 4. So you find the value for this. So 1 positive 4 minus 1 is 3, and you need to multiply it by 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. 12 added with 1 will give you 30. So you see 13 is the value. Show the working here. Show the working here. So probably you can have a demarcation, right? Okay. Now this is for 13 we need to get. So in this case, we already found the value of n, or I would say the nth term. So in this case, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, fourth term is already good. But we will come back to the perimeter a little bit later, as I mentioned to you. Now we need to get the next term. So if this is the fourth term, and now they have given us the value to be as 30. So for figure number 30, we need to get the value there. Now if you observe here, I took the value to be as n is equal to 4 in this case, isn't it? But in this case, we do not have a value. We need to get the value, but we've been given the term. So I'm writing the term here. So the nth term is 45. So write in the formula a positive n minus 1 into d. So this is the formula you need to write. So this is going to be, the first term is 1. We need, we are not given the value, or I would say we are not given the n. We need to get the value of n, and the common difference is 4, but the term is given. The term is given. It's 45. So 45 is equal to 1 positive 4 times n negative 4. You add these two together, you get negative 3 4 times n, and you have 45 here. You push this 3 to the other side, you have 45 positive 3 is equal to 4n. 45 added with 3 will give you 48 is equal to 4n. So this is nothing but 4n is equal to 48. I divide by 4 both sides. 4 gets cancels, 4 divides here 12, so n is equal to 12. So over here 12 is the value, right? So you place the value of 12 there. So that is done. Now for 30 we need to get the value for n is equal to 30. So when n is equal to 30, we need to find the value. So write the formula a positive n minus 1 into d. My a is 1, n is 30, and my d is 4. This is 1 positive, 30 negative, 1 is going to be 29 multiplied with 4. 9 4s are 36, 3 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11. You add these two together, you get 117. Right, so 117 is a value. Now if the term given is n, right? So what they're asking us to write the formula for n. So for n, you need to write the formula. So what is the formula? A is 1, n is going to be n, my d is what? My d is 4, so you expand this, 1 positive 4 times n negative 4. This is going to be 4 and negative 3. So you need to take this value and substitute it here. 4 and negative 3. So now that's a conclusion for this row or this column. Now we need to do the same for this. So for that I need another sheet of paper. So let's go on and find the term here for n is equal to 4. In this case, as I mentioned to you, we will use the same formula, a positive n minus 1 into d. So a is equal to the first term 4, and between 4 and 12 the difference will be 8. So we need to get for n is equal to 4. For n is equal to 4 we need to get that value. So what is that? So 4 positive 4 minus 1 into 8. 4 negative 1 is 3 times 8, which is 4 positive 24, which is going to be 28. So for n is equal to 4, what is the value here? 28. Now next, for n is equal to 12, we need to get the value, right? For n is equal to 12, so this is going to be 4 positive. So the formula is going to be a positive n minus 1 into d. That's the formula. So 4 positive 12 minus 1 into 8, which is 4 positive, 12 minus 1 is 11 times 8, which is 4 positive 88. This is going to be 92. So place the value 92 here. Okay, fair enough. Now for n is equal to 30, so we need to get the value for n is equal to 30. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this side. For n is equal to 30, so it's going to be 4 positive 30 minus 1 into d, common difference is 8, so 4 positive 29 times 8, 9 8s are 72, 7 8 times 2 is 16, added with 7, this is going to give you 13 and 2, right? So 232 added with 4 will give you 236. So write the value there, 236. Now for n, so they want the nth term with a is equal to 4 and n minus 1 into d. So this is going to be 4 positive 8n negative 8, which is nothing but 8n. Negative 8 added with 4 will give you negative 4. So this should go over here, 8n negative 4. So you need to complete all of this plus the figure. Right, so this is for 9, right? So they are asking the next figure. So what you need to do, next figure will have 13. So if this is 9, you have to add a 1 here, 10, 11 and 12 and a 13. Right, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you need to add one more here. So the next figure will have one block here, a block, a block, a block. So that will be the solution for figure number 4. So you need to complete all of this, only then you will get a full score. So we'll move on to the next one.